everyone, to Fox and Friends. Still to come on our show this morning, O'Reilly on Rosie O'Donnell's turf. But first, Senator Rick Santorum is currently fighting to defend his seat in one of the most heated and most watched Senate races in the country.
And joining us from Pittsburgh is Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum. Welcome, Senator. And Senator, you've been described as the endangered incumbent. What's the single issue you think that's given you the most difficult time with the Pennsylvania voters?
I don't know. I think it's probably just the overall environment out there. I mean, things have been tough here in Pennsylvania from the standpoint of, the war and its unpopularity. There's a legislative pay raise issue that Republicans got tarred with, and I think it's sort of the overall negative environment. But we're cutting through that right now. We feel very, very good. We had a series of debates over the last week, and we feel like we've gotten a great lift from that when people now are starting to focus. My opponent has been invisible. He's completely disappeared from the radar screen. One commentator said he was in the witness protection program. I mean, he was doing 2 campaign events a week, basically trying to hide, not talk to the voters about anything, not lay out any issues. And we went through 2 debates, 2 televised debates, and 1 radio debate, and he said virtually nothing. He just dodged, bobbed, and weaved, and I think people are now starting to see this is a guy who doesn't really want to be a senator. He's just running for his 4th political office in 6 years here in Pennsylvania, and you have someone who's worked hard, who's delivered, who's making a difference for the state, and I think that's what's got us the momentum right now, and I think it's going to carry us through to Election Day.
All right, so your competitor is Democratic State Treasurer Bob Casey,
right,
Jr. You know, Senator, a lot of people would argue that even if he is in the witness protection program, that would be okay because people are going to come out and vote against this war, and unfortunately, that may not be good news for you.
Well, I think people in Pennsylvania are going to vote on a variety of issues. I think they want to see what the senator from Pennsylvania is going to do to keep them safer. And if you watch those debates, it was very, very clear who understood the national security situation in this country, who had plans and ideas and has actually accomplished things to make us safer, both overseas, from overseas threats as well as threats here at home. And someone who, again, his name is a famous name in Pennsylvania. He's put his name on the ballot and has put forth no new ideas, no solutions to anything, and doesn't even understand the basic issues. That's why I've been challenging him to more debates so we can get into more of a discussion. I'd like to see at least, we only did 2 debates in the 2 major markets. We've got 4 other media markets in the state. And I'd like to do additional debates, whether televised or at radio. We can do them over the phone if his schedule 2 events a week is making him busy to do appearances. We can do them over the radio where he can sit in somewhere secluded and make the call from.
Senator, it seems to me that a lot of people are saying this is almost a referendum on President Bush. No 2 people, I assume, are identical on issues and views. Is there some particular issue where you differ from the president?
Well, the biggest one that we've campaigned on is the issue of immigration. I don't support the president's position on immigration. My opponent, oddly enough, does support the president on immigration. We've been very clear about his support for the Senate bill, which is provides Social Security benefits for people who are working here illegally and doesn't require people to pay back taxes, and also obviously gives them a path to citizenship, which in my opinion is clearly amnesty. So we're on the other side of the fence of that. I've been for border security first. My opponent's been for amnesty first, and again, the president and I obviously very, very different view on that.
Senator, you are the 3rd most powerful senator in the GOP. I think that's why so many people are surprised when they look at the recent polls. Do you expect any kind of an October surprise to come up in the next couple of weeks, or do you have a plan to try and take control of these polls?
Well, I've always said throughout my political career, my opponents win polls, I win elections. And I've been behind in a lot of the races that I've run, and I feel like we're very good closers. When the people start to focus in on what's important, that they're electing a senator for the next 6 years who has to go down and fight for the interests of Pennsylvania and make this country safer and more secure, they're going to see someone who wants to do the job, who's running for his 3rd term, who's in line to be the #2 elected leader of the United States Senate, as opposed to someone who's going to be, he's already waxing about, running for governor. And this is not a guy who's committed to going or being in Washington. It doesn't want to make anything happen there. Doesn't have any plans when he gets there. And I think that's going to be the big difference as people focus down the stretch in this campaign.
One quick question, Senator. In light of the fact that you differ on immigration, and in light of the fact that the Republicans hold the Senate and you're a very powerful Republican in that U.S. Senate, have you spoken to the President and said anything about immigration?
Oh, yeah. President's, they know very, very well my position, and we've had several discussions at our meetings. I'm hopeful that we can work something out to continue to improve our border. We did a fence bill, which is vitally important. That's something that the folks in Pennsylvania were very loud and clear about as I campaigned through the state. We need to do more to increase our security, and then we need to look at how we're going to deal with employer verification and setting up a temporary worker program without providing amnesty.
All right, Senator Rick Santorum, the election just a few weeks away. Everyone will be waiting to see what happens. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.